TheDominicshow.com, onfire-tv.com, radioonfire.com, WRF Radio. A lot of things to get into, a lot of things to talk about. Of course, this is the second part of the show. And so Anne Heche, right, the actress, she is dead now. Death was tragic. However, people are still shaming her. And, I've watched online, the amount of vitriol, the amount of negative energy that has been directed at the actress. She suffered a fate that I would not wish on anybody. Body covered in burns after her car crashed into a house in Los Angeles about 10 days ago. Many people feel like she's not, she's undeserving of empathy because she was under the influence driving. And, she was under the influence, narcotics, when she rammed into another woman's home. Now, thankfully, the resident was not injured, but she lost everything in the fire that resulted. The fire that burned Anne Heche's body, also burned this house down, or burned the house really badly, burned the car. So resident was not injured, but it's a total loss for her. So some folks that are friends of Anne Heche posted messages of support on social media. Oh, and folks dragged them for that. They were dragging them for that. How dare you? Her injuries left her brain dead. So there was a video floating around where she's taken from the scene, and you know how the internet is. So folks were trying to say she wasn't dead, and they were trying to make her dead, and she or pronounce her dead. She came to life, and all that kind of stuff. Like how the internet is, saying crazy stuff. So immediately following the accident, she was not dead. But over time, she took a turn for the worse. Now she was a troubled actress. She went through a lot of drama. She used to date Ellen DeGeneres. She's had a husband. She claims Anne Heche that the only lady that she dated was Ellen DeGeneres. One Instagram user said that there are accidents and there are choices. Her choice burned down a family's home. I understand that. I understand the anger. I do. I understand it. 53-year-old actress had been very public about her struggles with drug abuse. And, it is a sad situation. It's a sad situation. So she was taken off life support yesterday. So she did some nice. She had a nice little resume. Did some movies in the 90s. Donnie Brasco, Wag the Dog. She was on a soap opera. That's really what got her thing popping. She also was on 6 Days, 7 Nights. Remember that movie? But this accident took place on August the 5th. So she was driving a Mini Cooper crashed into a 2-story home, and that fire was crazy. She was alone in the car, sustained burns, a severe brain injury caused by the lack of oxygen to the brain. And so a statement released by her publicist on behalf of the family on Thursday night said that Heche remained in a coma, and it has long been her choice to donate her organs. She is being kept on life support to determine if any are viable. That was said in the statement. She was declared brain dead on Thursday night. So they kept her on life support because they wanted to see if she was a candidate, to donate her organs. Now, I know many of y'all out there don't agree with that. But like I said, she was a soap opera star. Another World is the show. So on that show, she played a good and evil twin, Vicky Hudson and Marley Love. She won an Emmy in 1991 for Outstanding Younger Actress in a Drama Series. By the mid-90s, she was a rising star in Hollywood. She was in Walking and Talking in 96. As I said, she played Johnny Depp's wife in Donnie Brasco in 97. Presidential aide in Wag the Dog in 97. 98, she was in the 6 Days and 7 Nights. But there were other movies, too. She made the decision to reveal that she was in a lesbian relationship back in the 90s. After that relationship ended with Ellen DeGeneres, she married and later divorced a man whom she had a son. She also had a son from another relationship. In 2021, she said she had been blacklisted in Hollywood because of her relationship with Ellen DeGeneres. I didn't do a studio picture for 10 years. I was fired from a $10 million picture deal and did not see the light of day in a studio picture. So, it's possible that what she said is true, right? It's possible. In 2004, she was nominated for a Primetime Emmy for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Miniseries or Movie for her performance in Gracie's Choice, film about a teenager faced with raising her half-siblings after their drug-addicted mother is sent to prison. And there's a lot. She has a very how do you say this? She has a very tumultuous relationship with her family. So there's a lot of things going on there. She's born in 1969. And her father was an evangelical Christian, and it turned out he was a closeted gay man. Her first acting role was in a New Jersey dinner theater production of The Music Man. She got paid $100 a week for that. Her father died of AIDS in 1983. Her mother became a Christian therapist and lectured on behalf of James Dobson's organization, Focus on Family, about overcoming homosexuality. Right? So there's a lot of things going on here. Because, of course, I told you later on, she, came out as a lesbian also. So mother doesn't agree with this lifestyle. She wrote a memoir, 2001, Call Me Crazy. She talked about being sexually abused by her father and about her mother's denial about that abuse. She said that when she called her mother after years of therapy to confront her about it, her mother ended the conversation by saying, "Jesus loves you, Anne," before hanging up the phone. Her story is complicated, and it's very layered. It's very layered. There's a lot going on here. And it's so sad that her life ended so tragically. So there's controversy. They say whether she was abused as a child. Of course, the mother denies it. She believes it, though. She said, people wonder why I'm so forthcoming with the truths that have happened in my life. She said to the Times back in 2009. And it's because the lies that I have been surrounded with and the denial that I was raised in, for better or for worse, bore a child of truth and love. In 2018, she said that she had been fired from a job at Miramax when she refused to give oral sex to Harvey Weinstein. Yes, that Harvey Weinstein, the disgrace movie mogul, right? Who has been accused of sexual assault by dozens of women. He was convicted of 2 felony sex crimes back in 2020 and is serving a 23-year prison sentence. So, a sad story here. We have a sad story. We have a troubled actress, talented actress, but troubled. She has a drug problem, which was well documented. And, should not have been driving under the influence. Definitely, we know that. Should not have been driving under the influence, but she did. She was. And no one was hurt physically except for her. But she's dead now. Now, this is video. I was talking about the video earlier. And, yesterday I saw some things that people put online about this video. And because we're in a generation, because we're in a time period where folks just read the headlines, but may not take it a step further to understand the entire story, they get things confused. And they will take that confusion like it is fact. Like it is fact. And so, here we have, this is the video that I was talking about. Okay. And so in the video, folks don't understand when this happened, right? They don't understand when this happened. Okay. And I didn't even pull up the video. Hold on a second. They don't understand when this happened. So this is following the crash. And immediately following the crash, she's not dead, all right? She's not in a body bag. She was pronounced dead, I don't know, a week after the accident. But folks are looking at this video of Anne Heche immediately following the crash, being taken from the crash. And they're saying, they're trying to act like it's some kind of conspiracy theory that she really wasn't dead. And, so it's really crazy. It's really crazy. And, so, all right, let me pull this up. All right. So I think this is a good way to look at it. So All right. If you can see that, all right. All right. So here, this is the crash. Looking here at the crash. As you can see, the car's charred. It is very, the smoke, the burns, crazy, right? Now, we also have her being taken from the scene. And you can see in the different images, at this point, she comes out of this, stretcher that they have her on. You can see her popping out, and she sits up. She sits up. And of course, they put her in the ambulance. But it is interesting that folks think that there's some kind of a controversy here, right? This is not what they pronounced her dead. This is not this is 10 days before that happened. And so you see folks online pushing conspiracy theories. Oh, it's this, it's that. She's really not dead. They killed her for the organs. They, all kind of stuff. And none of that is true. She is dead. But there was not any conspiracy about it, other than, we had a person who's addicted to drugs driving, acting erratically, driving at a high speed, crashed into someone's home. That's what happened. And ultimately, she lost her life. And it's sad. It's sad. It's unfortunate. It's a sad end. It's a tragic tale. It's all that, but it's not some controversy from the standpoint of they killed her or they forced her to die when she wasn't dead. I've read some crazy things online. Some crazy things, and we have got to stop just running with craziness, lunacy. This is the kind of mindset that has folks thinking and believing the foolishness that Trump says, right? People could just say anything, and some folks are just going to run with it and take it as fact. Sometimes this is what happens. So it's unfortunate. And I did want to take some time to kind of just talk about it a little bit and just get folks to calm down. Take it easy. Mad Lion, take it easy. Used to be my song. Take it easy. Shout out to Mad Lion. Where's Mad Lion at? Just tuning in, it's your man Diamond K. In here, of course, the DiamondKShow.com, RadioOnFire.com, OnFire-TV.com, WRF Radio. Anywhere you get your podcast, you can check out any episodes of the Diamond K Show. And we're able to deliver our take on the top news stories of the day because of our listeners and our sponsors. It is so important to have true independent voices dissecting what is happening in the world today. So to help with this machine, onfire-tv.com/support. Of course, we are powered by the people and appreciate your support. So today's broadcast brought to you in part by City View Bar and Grill. City View is a family-friendly casual dining bar and restaurant providing high-quality food and good old-fashioned friendly service. At the City View Bar and Grill, you can live every hour like it's happy hour. The food is mouth-watering. The atmosphere is fun, energetic, and mature. Located at 6700 Security Boulevard in Gwen Oak, Maryland. It is the City View Bar and Grill. Stop in today or visit cityviewmd.com. So, a lot of things, as I said, a lot of things on the docket for today, a lot of things that I really want to get into. I mean, because when we talk about the top stories of the day, when we talk about the news of the day, it is like an ongoing thing. WNBA star Brittney Griner. Of course, we've talked about her in depth on the show. I wish she had not taken this, illegal substance in Russia. Like, I wish she had done something else. And I think that the lesson here is, one, you need to stay out of a country like Russia, where we don't have a good relationship with. I talked to somebody earlier, and they were saying, you got a passport. Why are you not traveling somewhere? Why are you not going out of the country? This ain't the time to go out of the country. And, you got to be careful where you go. You got to be careful of folks that may want to take Americans. I mean, there's so many things. Unless you got, security like a politician, you have to be mindful of where you're going, right? At least think about it. Some people just do stuff just to be doing it. Damn the consequences. They think about it later. And, if you move in the streets like that, you could end up in a Russian prison. Now, we've seen folks go to China. Like, when you go to another country, you have got to understand that just because you're an American citizen, the rules of America don't apply in other countries. And it seems really basic, but I think that everybody doesn't know that. Like, I don't know if it really sinks in for folks sometimes. The rules in America don't apply overseas. So folks will be talking about, this one's being held illegally. No, according to the rules there, it is legal. Because you broke a rule. You broke their law. Their laws aren't the same as our laws. So yeah, according to America laws, but we ain't in America. We're in America, but they're not in America. We're not talking about America. So, it's unfortunate and it's sad. I feel bad for her. Did she learn her lesson? I hope so. Attorneys for the American basketball star have filed an appeal of this 9-year Russian prison sentence for drug possession. Russian news agencies reported today, amid the talks between U.S. and Russia that could lead to a high-profile prisoner swap. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Griner is an 8-time All-Star center with the WNBA's Phoenix Mercury and a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. She was convicted on August the 4th after police said that they found vape canisters containing cannabis oil in her luggage at a Moscow airport. Folks talk about, weed is legal. And in America, for the most part, it is. And I guess in other certain countries, they roll with it. In Russia, however, that's not the case. Griner admitted that she had the canisters in her luggage, but said that she inadvertently packed them in haste and that she had no criminal intent. Her defense team presented written statements that she had been prescribed cannabis to treat pain. To me, those things contradict one another. She said she inadvertently packed it and didn't mean to. Then they give statements that she had been prescribed it to treat pain. So she took it with her to treat the pain, right? But they're talking out of both sides of their neck. She didn't mean to do it. Oh, here's why she did it. Whatever. But at the time of her arrest, it was very, very a tension-filled time between Russia and the U.S. And the tension's still there. They have a high-profile lesbian basketball player in jail for 9 years, close to the maximum of 10. You want to talk about a show trial? She had a show trial. Like, they just going through the motions. But the U.S. said that she's wrongfully detained. I hate when they say that because she's not being wrongfully detained. She admitted to having the cannabis oil. It was her bag. And in that country, it's illegal. How is she being wrongfully detained? Explain it to me. I don't like it, but how is it wrongful detainment? America has this thing where we just want to put our stuff, our rules on other people's countries. Our ideals. This causes confusion. Now, did they have to give her this much time? No, but I mean, once again, who are we to say what another country does? And she did it. It's not like she didn't do it. They showed her a letter from a doctor prescribing it. It's in her bag. It wasn't it wasn't a setup. They didn't plant this stuff on her. It's hers. She should not have been there. Not because the NBA and the WNBA are paid differently. She should not have been there because we are at a point of tension with that country. That's why she should not have been there. But I digressed. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, at The Diamond K Show. Of course, onfire-tv.com, radioonfire.com, and WRF Radio. We're going to do this. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back with more of the show after this.
It's The Diamond K Show.
So much going on in the world. You talk about things from the perspective of how it is. DJ Diamond K, sometimes it comes off like you are almost not in support of, but you just accept the way things are and there's no chance of change. Check me out on YouTube. That's the part that I am just like,
onfiretv.com.
Welcome back. You man Diamond K in here, of course, The Diamond K Show. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for tuning in. A Baltimore police officer, is set to start trial over reckless endangerment and misconduct. So Christopher Nugent is accused of not protecting a victim while responding to a call for assault. Prosecutors said that the officer did not intervene when the suspect kicked the victim in the head. The victim is now suing the convicted suspect and the police officer over the incident. So it happened, and it's a crazy story. So the officer was responding to an August 2020 assault when this incident occurred. So Nugent was allegedly the first reportedly officer failed to properly secure or detain the suspect. Suspect identified as Kenneth Summers. Then Summers made his approach toward an unresponsive victim. The officer allegedly failed to take any action as Summers ignored his questions, exited his truck, walked towards the victim who was motionless and bleeding on the sidewalk. Summers then bent down toward the victim and allegedly taunted them before he kicked the victim in the head. Summers was allegedly just a few feet away and did nothing to stop the attack. I guess he was scared. But this officer of the law, one of Baltimore's finest, according to these allegations, did not stop the attack. Our Public Trust and Police Integrity Unit continues to hold law enforcement accountable for their actions, just as many other prosecutors in our office do when a criminal act is alleged in the community. State's Attorney Marilyn Mosby said at the time, I am proud of the unit's work as they ensure accountability, professionalism, and integrity of the badge. If convicted, the officer faces a maximum penalty of 5 years in prison and or a fine of $5,000 for reckless endangerment. There is no maximum sentence for misconduct in office. Yeah, so it is not often that you hear a story like this, right? Officers, normally they doing too much. This officer didn't do enough, according to the allegations. So we got to say allegedly. This is why they have to say allegedly. Of course, the Diamond K Show, onfire-tv.com. And over the weekend, I had the opportunity to attend a few events. On Saturday, I went past Western High School. The alumni hosted a successful event. Class of 93 gave the event, but there were folks from all different alumni groups there supporting. And I had a chance to talk to some of the alumni at Western High School. And one thing, there's certain schools, Westerns like that. We'll stay on Western for a second. Western High School in Baltimore, the alumni is a very strong group. Like these ladies that went to this school, Western High School in Baltimore, they love this school. And I don't know what was instilled in them, but after they graduate, they still have this connection. A lot of them have this connection with the school. Western is the oldest public all-girls high school remaining in this country. It is the third oldest public high school in the state of Maryland. And of course, it is part of Baltimore City Public Schools. So located at 4600 Falls Road in Baltimore. Founded in 1844. 1844. So the Western Doves, that's what the ladies go by, the Western Doves. But it was just a fabulous event. I really like the camaraderie that the ladies have. So they had a DJ there, DJ Kibi, and they had someone talking on the mic, just hyping the ladies up, and they were dancing, and there were vendors. But the pride in the school, it just oozes from the ladies, right? And so they have the tents. They're drinking, they're eating, they're smoking hookah, they're smoking cigars, they're catching up, they're buying things, clothes, t-shirts, sweets. It was nice. It was really nice, and they were raising money for the school. These people already graduated. Most people, you leave school and you're out of there, right? But these ladies really have a pride in Western, and they're proud to be Doves. Western Doves. Definitely want to salute them. And the On Fire TV cameras, Radio On Fire cameras were there, and we were able to capture a lot of the love that I saw that night. So shout out to all of the Western alumni and the current, or I guess the class that's going in now. Shout out to all of y'all. Definitely want to salute them.
On Fire TV is a streaming network for a generation on the move.
Welcome back. Your man Diamond K in here, of course. The DiamondKShow.com, on fire-tv.com, radioonfire.com, and WRF Radio. So, also over the weekend, had the opportunity to go to M&T Bank Stadium, not for a game. I went there for a historic event, which was an all-white affair. It was a white party at the Raven Stadium, at M&T Bank Stadium, at the bank, right? So I didn't know what to expect. We had Terry T, the promoter of the event, Terry T Productions, the legendary DJ Terry T, on the show a few weeks ago, and he talked about this event. So I spoke with him about it. And he said it was going to be at the club level of the Raven Stadium. So I know what that is. I haven't been in there, but I know what it is. So I go to the parking lot, pull my car in. Costs $15 to park, right? So I mean, it's whatever. And I reached in my wallet and I give the attendant $20, and she says, "I don't have no change for that." So I'm like, okay, fine. I can use my card. She's like, yeah, use my card. So she said, I wish everybody was like this. So I'm like, what do you mean? She said, some people give me a hard time because, the people got to pay for parking. And so I'm like, look, y'all are going into the Raven Stadium. Do you think parking was going to be free? No, this is a stadium authority. No, of course. So anyway, park the car. Get out, cross the street. So there's a lot of, Ravens event staff there. Cross the street. They had somebody, directing traffic. We get inside, you go through the scanners, that whole thing, scan the ticket. You go inside. So you go inside like you're going to the game normally. But a lot of things were roped off, and they had the pathway kind of created for you, You go up the escalators and you go up another set of stairs and into the club level. This is where the big ballers go to watch the games normally. So, of course, I've never been in here before, right? So, place looked amazing. Folks have all white. It is decorated in all white. More TVs than most people ever see. So the bar, drinks are flowing, there's food, and of course, folks are enjoying music from some of the heavyweights here on the music scene. DJ Kenny K was on his set when I entered the building, and after him was DJ Booby. But it was, folks look good. And so here's the thing about it. It wasn't a young crowd, right? It wasn't the young crowd. And Terry T talked about it on the show that the Stadium Authority did their research on him, trying to see the type of crowd that he was going to bring to the venue, because that's important. So this wasn't a hood party. Folks were grown. So, it was my generation and like the generation before me as well, right? And so folks looked good. It was good. I got to see some folks I hadn't seen in a while. And it was all love. It was nothing but love. DJ Booby was really in a good zone. He really did his thing. And the drummer playing, Davon playing with the DJ's music, that's a really good experience when you get to hear that. And it sounds good. Sounds good. Folks were really feeling it. Now, it was hot at some points and times, and in certain areas it was very cool. Kind of interesting. So it seems like the air was struggling at certain parts near the dance floor, of course, where a lot of the people were congregating. And then as you got to the outskirts of the club, level, it was cooler. So here's the thing. It looks like a club. And so I understand that most folks haven't been in there before. So when you go to the stadium, it's that area in between like the second row and the top tier. From the outside, it looks like a bunch of tinted windows around the whole place. And it's a club. Like you can watch the game from in there, but you can also, as many folks did, go out on the actual bleachers of the arena, where the regular folk watch the game. You could do that too. And a lot of folks just went out there and sat out there because it was hot at different points in time, and kind of sat out there. They were taking pictures and they were just talking, and it was just a good vibe. I love white parties, because it just everyone's wearing white. It's clean, it's nice, and there were some really good outfits. Folks look good. And I just have to commend DJ Terry T and Terry T Productions and all the folks that worked with him on this event. There were no issues. There was no fighting. There was no roughhousing. It was all love. And that's important when you have an event like this, a historic event, first time ever. It's good that, one, folks knew how to act, and there weren't any problems. And there was a police presence. It wasn't like there was no police in the building. There was a police presence. There was security presence. As I said, there were folks from the Raven staff there. And I, as someone who's put together many events, DJ'd for many events, I understand how difficult it is putting together a party or an event. And I know that it was a headache. I know that it was. And I'm sure he was glad when it was over. So, running around, and nothing goes exactly the way you want it to go. But folks, if you are able to enjoy the event and it doesn't seem like there was any problems to you, then it was a good night. Because I'm sure that some things did not go the way Terry T Productions wanted it to go. But from the standpoint as a patron, yes, I bought a ticket. And I bought a ticket because I wanted to support. But yes, I'm a member of the media, and I don't always have to buy a ticket to get into events, right? I've been a DJ in this city since the 1990s. So I know everybody. I can get in events. But many events, many times, and I don't even talk about this, but many times I buy tickets to events and don't even go. I buy tickets to events to support the promoters, to support the DJs. These are my friends. And I understand what it takes to put together events, and I understand how it goes. So many times I will buy tickets to events and do not attend. But I bought a ticket to this event and I attended. As a patron of the event, I enjoyed it. And I was working, but I still enjoyed it at the same time. So definitely shout out to DJ Terry T Productions. It was an amazing event. It was a historic event. My hats go off to you. Salute to your entire team. Y'all did y'all thing. And definitely salute to Baltimore for coming out and acting the way that we are supposed to act, right? They had fun. They danced. They ate. They drank. They were merry. And it was all good. So shout out to him. And as I told you, whatever I can do to help going forward with things, you just let me know. You got my number and all that. So that's how I feel about that.
It's the Diamond K Show.
So much going on in the world. You talk about things from the perspective of how it is. DJ Diamond K, sometimes it comes off like you are almost not in support of, but you just accept the way things are and there's no chance of change. Check me out on YouTube. That's the part that I am just like,
On firetv.com.
Of course, if you want to get in touch with me, very easy to do that. djdiamondk@gmail.com. Send me music. We will be starting with the song of the day tomorrow. So I'm going to pick a song every day, and we're going to play that. And that's going to be song of the day. We're going to talk about the song, where you can get the song, who made the song, So you can send your song to me to be considered for Song of the Day, djdiamondk@gmail.com. Also, you search the Diamond K Show on YouTube, subscribe to the page. Over 9 million views and counting on YouTube. So thank you for that. But what we do here is I give my take on the top news stories of the day. And I'm able to do that because of our listeners and our sponsors. It's very important to have independent voices dissecting what is happening in the world because there's a lot going on. So if you want to help us, you want to help this machine, onfire-tv.com/support is where you go. Diamond K Show is an On Fire TV production. You can get the show on demand at the WRF Radio app, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, youtube.com/DJ Diamond K. And, it's going to be upbeat. I'm going to have fun, but I also have to expose what is really going on. I'm going to give you things from an independent perspective. If a Republican is wrong, I'm going to call it out. If a Democrat's wrong, I'm going to call that out too. Nobody's safe. I will be back here tomorrow, 6 p.m. And yes, I have been celebrating my birthday. So last week, it was a little spotty, right? But I am back. We'll be back here at 6 p.m. tomorrow. And Monday through Friday, you can catch me right here on Fire-TV.
Visit onfiretv.com for live top stories, breaking news, and original shows.